What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasts? Maybe your buddy's throwing this on in the car, and if that's the case, shout out your buddy, man. Also, shout out the DSG, shout out the Padres fans. Mike Devine, how we living, Pops?
Living good, brother. Pod's playing some good baseball. Life's good. Life's good. We got to see him play live this week. This weekend was, some boring baseball, no doubt about it. But you come out of there with some wins. It's all that matters.
All that matters is the wins, bro. Pods are 37-27 on June 8th. We are going in to face the Dodgers for the first time this season. First time since we lost in the NLDS. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the last two series. And we're going to kind of talk about some people that I think the Padres might need to trade for to get this offense cooking. Shout out everybody in the chat. My guy Kyle says DFA Maldonado. You already know. Caden says it's a beautiful day in the BAY. Love that, Caden. Shout out Manny Machado. Manny Machado, my GOAT. I'm going to be the first person to say it. Mike Devine said it on the postgame show earlier today. Once again, Manny Machado has proven me wrong. If you've been listening to the DSG, I've been a little tough on Manny, especially with the lack of power going into late May. And in the last 2 weeks, he's been our best player. And to be completely honest, the only reason why this team has scored runs, especially this weekend. So Manny Machado, I think one thing I need to do is just remember and try to appreciate the fact that we are currently witnessing the prime of a future Hall of Fame player that we'll look back on and tell our kids, we watched Manny Machado play. Even when I get angry, which is on me, I'll be completely honest. And there's a lot of Padres fans that get mad at Manny. Let's be honest. It's not just Matt Devine. We have to remember this guy is fucking cracked, dude. Obviously, defensively, he's always been great, but he's batting like 320 this year. Everything it seems he's hitting is absolutely roped. Mike Devine's always been a Manny believer. Mike was right. That being said, Mike Devine was also the biggest Gavin Sheets hater. Thought Gavin Sheets wasn't even going to make it out of February. So not everybody is
I love how we're not even talking about Gavin Sheets and you have to throw that in to make yourself feel better.
Well, I'm not acting like people are commenting like Mies was right. I'm like,
Mies
yeah,
was
that
right.
one thing.
Mies was right. Mies was right.
Thing.
Okay. I was right about our best player and future Hall of Famer being our best player and future Hall of Famer. That I was right. You thought Manny Machado wasn't clutch. He has 7 home runs, I think, in his last 16 games, 5 of those coming 7th inning or later. That's not clutch. I'm just saying, we've had this conversation. If you date back the episodes, maybe a month and a half, it's been the same combo over and over. Manny's not that guy. Manny can't carry the team. This team is we're 10 games above 500. If Manny Machado is not on this team, right, if he's hurt,
oh man,
he might be a couple games above 500 at best. At best.
It's scary hours if he's not on this team, man. We're also seeing the reason why he's still the captain. I think that's the real thing is Manny, hey, let's be honest. Jackson Merrill, before he got injured, looked like he was the best player in baseball for a little bit. Then he came back and was on like a 1 week absolute fucking heater. We all knew Jackson Merrill wasn't going to bat 500 all season. That being said, he's been slumping. Merrill's and I'm going to officially call it a little bit of a sophomore slump. I know it's only been a couple weeks. I'm not saying the whole season he's slumping because he still has great stats, but Merrill's been slumping. If you ask him right now, he's like, yeah, I've had a bad couple weeks. This is his first time I've witnessed him not consistently not be, the Jackson Merrill we know. If he's struggling, we need the other guy who isn't Manny Machado to ball out to score runs, right? And the other superstar on our team is Xander. No, I'm just kidding. The other superstar on our team is Fernando Tatis Jr. Tatis has been ass for about a month and some change now. Does that mean Tatis is a bad baseball player? No, it does not mean Tatis is a bad baseball player. But we can be honest. And if I'm the kind of guy to give Manny Machado shit when he's not struggling, I have to give every player shit, even if they're, I'm a Tatis guy. He's been playing like shit. He looks like when he's going up there, he's got no power and he's swinging at everything. And it looks like a completely different player than he was at the beginning of the season. I don't know if it's his dad's injury when he got bit by the dog in the Dominican that's in his head or what. That being said, guys, with Merrill and Tatis struggling, the fact that this team just took a series from the Red Hot Brewers and split a series with the Giants, when in reality, we could have either got swept. Like, that was a crazy series. This team keeps winning baseball games. This time last year, we weren't even close to 10 games over 500. This team is putting themselves in a spot, if they can keep winning series and keep not, or just not losing series like they did in San Francisco, they're going to hang in there.
Mm-hmm.
The Phillies have lost 9 to 10, Mike. A lot of the teams we're competing against in the wild card. Do the Brewers scare you, Mike?
No. I mean, bro, listen, here's the thing, right? The Brewers don't have a team, in my opinion, that has the ability to get hot like the Padres do. And it's the same way I feel about the Giants, right? When we were talking about the Giants, first off, I'll double down. There's probably a couple of those squids in the chat are going to watch this in a hate watch fashion, some of their fans. The Giants are not a good baseball team. Their lineup isn't good. There's nothing that makes
me feel pretty good.
Their pitching's pretty good. Okay.
Well, I can't. Okay, I'm going to say real quick. We can't say the Giants are a bad baseball team, and the reason them for it being they're hitting, and then we watch what we watched this weekend.
Listen,
are we a good baseball team?
Matt, my point about it is this: their guys aren't necessarily underperforming. That's
Willie
my
Adames.
point. Who?
Willie Adames.
Willie Adames might just be Xander Bogaerts, bro. I'm serious. Listen, it's Willie Adames was not that great on the Rays. He had a couple good years on the Brewers, and then he got a big contract. I mean, I'm not saying that Willie Adames isn't good, but I'm just saying, like, their team isn't underperforming offensively that crazy, right? Matt Chapman's not playing terribly. Their team's not that good. When you look at our team right now, we're 10 games above 500 in our two. I mean, Manny Machado's inserting himself again in the conversation as the best hitter on the team. But you can make the argument that our two most impactful hitters on this lineup are having the worst month and plus that we've ever seen them have. So, like, if you're staying afloat with that, positive regression's obviously going to happen, right? It's not if you're trying to tell me that Tatis is going to hit 150 with the 600 OPS through September. If that happens, lightning strike me down. I would be dumbfounded, right? That would be terrible. I'd be dumbfounded. Jackson Merrill, same thing. Listen, going through a little bit of a sophomore slump. He's 22. He's going to figure out how to work through the slump. He's not God. People go through highs and lows, and he's going to figure it out. He sounded confident on the broadcast today. I feel good about where Jackson Merrill's at. When the bats get going, right? When the bats get going, this team is going to be on fire. Yeah. Matt, we're 10 games above 500. And the thing about the Giants, right? They have a healthy pitching staff. Yeah. We are running out Randy Vasquez, Stephen Kolek, Ryan Berger.
And you're beating the Brewers on the road with shutouts pretty much. Insane.
And they were the hottest team in baseball.
Insane. Ryan Berger,
dog.
I know that. So there's a couple things, Mike, and I'm interested in chat. Also, real quick, shout out the chat. I was at a wedding this weekend. We got people that we had a couple dudes come up to me. They're like, dude, I love the show, all that stuff. Absolutely insane. I appreciate everybody that rocks with the DSG, man. It actually means the world to us. So we appreciate you. Make sure to like this up if you like us.
Big week for the DSG too.
Big week. Hey, big week. And then also playback tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit more about it, but that's going to be the best stream of all time. So if you're not going to the Padres game tomorrow, you should watch with us on playback. Mike, Ryan Berger, Stephen Kolek, Randy Vasquez. Randy Vasquez, Strandy V, we've talked about him before. I genuinely think, outside Nick Pivetta, he's been our MVP of the pitching staff. Do I think it is sustainable? No, but if he just continues to fluke this shit out, dude, and he ends the season with a 4.1 ERA and he makes every single start, that's an incredible season. Guys, Yu Darvish hasn't pitched once this season. Joe Musgrove isn't going to pitch at all this season. The only way and that's $37 million on the IL, just with two starting pitchers. Michael King has an injury supposedly doctors have never seen before. Guys, let me do the math.
Hear that?
I got a text. They have no idea if it's going to be a week. He could be out the rest of the season. is from what I've heard. It's 100% a realistic possibility that Michael King, they have no idea. If he starts feeling better, he'll pitch. If not, we might be cooked.
Are you just breaking a story that's not been said by anybody right now? Is this like
a text?
You got a text from who?
I'm not saying, dude.
All right. Well, I'll go through our DMs and see if
I had a little bit. I got a couple texts over the weekend. Hey, all I'm saying, now that they're giving the DSG some sources, it might be scary hours.
I know a couple of the stories, but the Michael King injury that no one's ever seen before is definitely a
no. It's a shoulder. No, it's like a nerve. It's a nerve pinched in his shoulder.
I know that.
That is. They supposedly slept on it wrong, and the doctors are like, I have no idea like how this is like. This isn't something we've ever seen really, which is sketchy.
What are the odds of that, dude?
It's just a classic pod shit.
So that being said, and I'm not trying to kill your take here. By the way, sick hat, great bar. With that being said, right, there's a little uncertainty with Michael King. Is this a smart time to try to lock him up? Is it a sketchy time to try to lock him up if he has an arm injury that has never been seen before? Or like, listen, he had an interview last week. They interviewed him in the clubhouse, and they said, "Are you gonna pitch again this year?" And he said, "Are you serious? Of course, I'm pitching again this year." Now, does that mean?
I think he pitches again. I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back by the end of the month. But this is actually a legitimate injury. Like he's been on the IL. Like this isn't something that's like. So my main point, and shout out the chat again, like this up if you can. My main point is when you have your 3 or 4 best pitcher or 3 of your best pitchers on the IL in Darvish, Musgrove, and Michael King, how are you going to win baseball games? You would assume it'd be slugging and hitting, but this team isn't doing that. So Mike, who needs to step up? And the people that need to step up are the Randy Vasquez, the Steven Kolick, who is a Rule 5 pick, and Ryan Burgett, who, hey man, the DSG isn't watching San Antonio Missions games. I'll be completely honest. I'll see Giannis's and like Clark's tweets, but other than that, I don't know shit about any of these guys, other than like a few videos I see on Twitter. This Ryan Burgett guy is 25 years old, and he just shoved. Is he going to be, do we need these guys to be Jake Peavy? We don't. We just need him to give us some fucking innings. You know who some of these guys remind me of? You know who Kolick kind of reminds me of? And he might be a way better version of this guy. Bro, 2024, mid-May through fucking September, Matty Nux. People forget the reason the Padres made the playoffs last year is because we won enough games during the time when a lot of our guys were hurt. And who was a guy that won a shit ton of games for us? Matty fucking Nux. So Ryan Burgett might end up being, if he stays healthy, because, hey, the Brewers aren't a great offense, but they were red hot before the series. He also pitched against the Giants, who aren't a great offense, but his 2 starts this season are on the road. Ryan Burgett, nothing I saw today made me think this guy can't be a major league pitcher. This isn't fucking Adam Major, who are praying every fucking inning isn't just like a walk, hit batter, and a fucking nuke away. Ryan Burgett looks like he belongs. So my main overlying point is this is a dude that teams are going to be in on.
Burgett.
So people say, oh, Padres don't have any prospects. He's 1 start away against the Diamondbacks, shoving, to being like, oh, this guy might be something. So if I'm the Boston Red Sox and I'm thinking, hey, I want to trade for Jarren Duran's on the market, this is the kind of guy you trade for.
Yeah.
But if you're Preller, do you trade this guy? Because guess what? What if Cease leaves, or Cease is going to leave? What if King leaves or has a fucking bum shoulder for the rest of his career? As much as I love Joe Musgrove, is he really going to be that good going forward? He'll be a number 3 starter, and Yu Darvish is 55 years old. So this might be a guy that you keep. I'm curious, chat, what you think. Also, Mike, what you think on this? I'm getting hyped right now.
I mean, it's a really, really good point, right? Like, these are, in a sense, these guys playing right now as an audition, right? You're auditioning, whether that be to stay on the roster or you're auditioning to get traded, because AJ Preller always trades the value for somebody who can impact winning at the moment. That being said, there's a little bit too much uncertainty in the rotation right now to trade valuable pieces. Ryan Bergert, Randy Vasquez, Steven Koenig. These guys can eat innings. They can eat innings, right? I don't see a reason as to why you would trade a guy like Bergert as opposed to maybe somebody a little less developed like Boston Bateman or Cash Mayfield.
Yeah.
Right? Bergert's MLB ready. He looked good today. Now, I'm not saying that the Brewers' offense is insane, but he looked good. Like, he pitched well. He's pitched well in every game he's played. He's got a 2 ERA going into today. So
outside one little bad season, so his ERA in the minors was a 4.22. And if I'm looking at his ERA right now, 2022, he was kind of mid for the 2022 for the Fort Wayne Tin Caps, Mike. He had a 5.84 ERA. Since then, 2023, his ERA was 2.73 between high A and double A. Then in 2024, he had a 4.7 ERA in double A, did not pitch well. And then 2025 did well in spring training and had a 3.75 ERA in El Paso before coming up with the Pots.
Yeah, I mean, listen, my thing with him is just eat innings, man. Eat innings. But that being said, like if you're on the phone with the Red Sox and they're like, hey, we'll give you Jarren Duran, but we're going to want Bergert, I'm not going to be like, no. It's like, I'm still gonna want to trade for Jarren Duran. Like,
is Jarren? So Kyle Stetler, who is one of the great follow on Twitter, always in the DSG chats, knows ball, just tweeted. He's like, I think Duran's kind of mid. And given some of these trade, I mean, Bleacher Report posted the fucking craziest thread where they're like, yeah, the Padres can trade Leo Dallas DeVries, Ethan Salas, and Jeremiah Estrada for Jarren Duran. I was like, in what fucking universe, dude? This guy's like a 28-year-old. He had a great season last year. But overall, he's what? A 2-3 WAR player? Is he worth trading a lot for? Or you get a fucking rental left fielder. Guys, you know who I'm thinking about? And Mike, and we said this earlier, and people might cook me for saying this. I think we need to get Andrew McCutchen, bro. Get that motherfucker out of Pittsburgh. He brings the energy, bro. You get Andrew McCutchen going for a fucking who deserves a ring more in baseball, or at least a shot at a ring, than fucking Kutch, dude. And he's raking. The last has a insane OPS.
You think
he's gonna cost you trade for Henry Davis and Andrew McCutchen. And what's his name? Lefty. Pitcher for the Pirates. Heaney.
I mean, what's that run you, dude? That's got to run you.
What, not as much as Jarren Duran.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
People are saying no more old timers, real unction.
Guys.
All right. Well, okay. So if you trade for Jarren Duran, right? Yeah. So we can't pay 2024 value for Duran. He is not that guy right now. Another guy we talked about, they're starting to play a little better, but I think he's going to be on the market. Ryan O'Hearn. Mike's a big guy. Mike's O'Hearny or O'Horny for guy's value reminds me of Matt's Wi-Fi right now. God damn, bro. Richard's cooking. Also, Richard's a Dodgers fan, but he does love the DSG.
If you could go out and get Ryan O'Hearn, I would do that in an instant. Like, I mean, Ryan
another body in there, bro.
Dude, these holes on this team are so evident.
Yeah.
I like Martin Maldonado as a coach. I do not want to see him play. Like, be a bench coach. I don't know. Do something. Be a family man. Maybe go see your family or something. Spend some time. Take the rest of the year off. Go be a family man. Or Phantom IL like Hayward and do whatever you have to do to keep the pitchers in the right spot. But I can't watch. Dude, that at bat today? Did you see that? I know you were on the plane.
No, I wasn't. I was on the plane.
3 straight curveballs, 5 feet beneath the zone. Swing, swing, swing. Down by the way of the K. It was one of genuinely, I'm not even kidding, one of the worst baseball at-bats I've ever seen in my life. It was actually incredible. It was impressive how bad it was. These holes are obvious, right? Sometimes you're like, man, our team should be better, but like, what's the issue? Like, is it the bullpen? Is it starting pitching?
Our bullpen's pretty nasty.
We know the issue on this team is 2 areas: left field and catcher.
And a couple of our stars slumping for sure.
Yeah. I love T. Wade. I love Brandon Lockridge. I want them both to stay on the team, but they can't be starters on this team if you're gonna try to win a World Series. They could start on the 2016 Padres or the 2017 Padres. They might be hitting
100%.
third. They might be hitting third. But you cannot start on the 2025 Padres. They are great depth pieces. They do their jobs consistently. If I need somebody to go up and lay down a sack bunt, I'm calling up Tyler Wade every single time, and I know he's getting the job done.
I agree.
They're fundamental baseball players. That's great. But we need more pop. Manny's heated up. Tatis has slowed down. Merrill hasn't hit enough bombs. Bogarts is Bogarts, obviously. Sheets has some homers. We need bombs. Left field, if you go Taylor Ward, he's got 18 homers.
Yeah, that's the guy.
He's got 9 homers right now, and he's hitting 900 OPS. There's guys out there, right? And these holes are obvious. That's why I think if you just solve these fast, we're going to be in great shape. Like this week is huge for the Pods, dude.
Yeah.
You can actually assert yourself into like a legit conversation about winning the division.
Yeah.
If you handle business.
100%.
At home.
And we got Pivetta on the bump. Dylan Cease probably going to give up fucking the fattest home run. He's going to give up a home run to Ohtani that fucking hits Barrio Logan, bro. It's going to be an absolute nuke. I'm going to bring up Dylan Cease real quick. Maybe what Dylan Cease needs to get going this year, and he hasn't pitched that bad the last month, but he hasn't been good. He's given up like 2 earned runs in every start. Maybe what he needs to get going is another shot at the fucking Doyers, bro. Maybe that is what, maybe he's so cracked out about absolutely fucking choking us that, on short rest, choking us that game 4. All of our fans think he has no cojones. Maybe that is the guy. Because guess who I know is going to be ready to fucking rock tomorrow night on the bump?
Pivetta.
Blicky P, baby. Blicky P versus Dustin May. Playback stream. I can't even fucking wait. Also, I wish we were there, but that's life. Blicky P on Monday. You got Dylan Cease on Tuesday. Strandy V against the Dodgers. That's a test. That's definitely a test. But if we could get the first 2, it'd be great. Dylan Cease is super interesting, Mike, because I would put a lot of money on the line. He will not be a Padre next year. We need the innings, but is it crazy to say you trade? Dylan Cease could be a trade piece. Is that crazy if King comes back? If Kolek and Burgett and these guys can show, or Darvish comes back, if a team's like, I like what I'm seeing with, and we think we can extend Dylan Cease. A team like, and this is a wild trade. And chat, tell me if I'm an absolute Nimrod for saying this. And this is a galaxy brain trade. Where's Dylan Cease from, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to say Dylan Cease to the Braves.
So Dylan Cease is from Atlanta, Georgia. If you're the Atlanta Braves, who are 14 games out of out of first place and absolutely sucking this year, just got swept by the Giants, and you're like, all right, we need to rebuild. Dylan Cease is a Georgia guy. If you could trade for Dylan Cease, extend Dylan Cease, what do the Padres get back? Give me a fucking Chris Sale rental. Give me Chris Sale. Give me fucking Sean Murphy, and we'll attach a couple prospects with some prospects and Dylan Cease. You trade into the Braves, you get Sean Murphy back and Chris Sale.
I mean, like, I in theory get it.
And call me out for this bad take.
Why the fuck would the Braves do that? Why would the Braves do that?
Because if you can get an upper edge on, signing Dylan Cease pretty much. Honestly, it was a bad take. I do think we should try to trade for Chris Sale, though, if they're out.
I agree, but Chris, I like the Chris Sale, Sean Murphy package. Ethan Salas, you're gone. Cash Mayfield, you're gone. I mean, probably somebody like David Moore. Like, dude, if that's the package that you can get, those 2 guys together, everyone not named Leo Dallas is up for grabs, in my opinion. Because listen, Chris Sale in the playoffs. Now think about it like this. Why would you? And here's my response to you. There's zero reason for this team to trade Dylan Cease.
Yeah,
it makes
you're right.
No sense. If they're in a playoff spot, why are you going to trade a guy who's finished in the top 3 in Cy Young 3 of the last 5 years? He had a slow start.
It was a bad take.
He can strike out 8 guys a game. He had a bad playoff start. He was great last year. He's going to figure it out. I'm not worried about Dylan Cease. When it comes to playoff time, you have to have good starting pitching.
Yeah.
And if you trade Dylan Cease, who are you throwing? Are you throwing?
Yeah. You're not starting Randy B game 3.
Are you starting Randy B in the wild card game 3? Or are you going to go bullpen game like the Tigers did last year every single time? Like, you need starting pitching.
Hand up, bad take. But I will say,
I like that. I
think we as a fan base, myself included, I think that Dylan Cease's playoff run last year really messed with his head. And I'm really thinking, man, I think the only thing to get him going confidence-wise, because he's still, even at low confidence, he's still going to give you 6 innings of 3 to 4 run ball. He's not like, it's not like he's going to blow the game, right? It's not like he's the worst pitcher in baseball. He's still okay with stuff to be great. I need him to show up on Tuesday, bro. I've never wanted Dylan Cease to ball out more than on Tuesday. Like, that is such a big start for his confidence going forward. It's not the end of the world if he sucks, but that is a team that really fucked with his brain. Because what were the 2 most important games that we lost? 2 of the biggest games we lost in that 5-game set. Both were started by Dylan Cease, who was a top 5 pitcher in the National League last year. We need to get him going, man. We need to get him going. And, hey, if he's not a Padre next year and he ends up pitching with us the entire season, doesn't get hurt, pitches with us in the playoffs, God knows what happens in the playoffs, I'll look back at Dylan Cease's time and I'll say, hey, man, he was solid enough. And we also traded absolute bullshit for him and we got him on the team and wishing him the best. But I need to see it, bro. I need to see it. I'm rooting for him so hard. Like, honestly, it's a big series coming up, man. Like you said, the Giants.
This is the biggest week of the season.
Who do we got this weekend? Is it the D-backs?
So we go Dodgers for 3, off day Thursday in Arizona, followed up the following series in LA versus the Dodgers.
Yeah,
and then we go and we face the Royals, who have been struggling, the Nationals revenge series, but they're still ass. The Reds, mid, Phillies, stumbling, Rangers, ass. So if you can weather this 10-game storm and come out against the Dodgers and the D-backs, even though the D-backs are a little bit tough right now, if you can come out versus the Dodgers and D-backs 10 games, if you go 6-4 or better, that is a win. That is a win, in my opinion. Yeah. So that should be the goal. Anything above that, great. If they come out 5-5 and they still are 10 games above 500, I'm not going to feel bad about it. Just don't go under 500 in this set.
Winning series, man. That's all baseball is. Look at every series as a game. And if you win that, you're in a great spot.
Hat-tricks in the comments. Click on a hat-tricks comment.
What do you say?
It's probably hat-trick past your bedtime. You got AP English. Padres I think 7 out less than 2 weeks.
All right, someone did a super chat. He says, Giants pod said they wish they had Manny. Yeah, no shit. I mean, bro, Manny is so much better than Matt Chapman. They're not even in the same universe, bro. Matt Chapman, nice walk-off homer yesterday, but Matt Chapman doesn't. That Giants team, bro. And maybe they make some moves. I actually do like their pitching a lot. Robbie Ray looks good. Logan Webb's a horse. And that Birdsong kid's legit. Their pitching's nice. But that lineup doesn't scare me, man. When the Padres are cooking, that lineup, bro, when Tatis is mentally there and playing like he knows he could play. Because we've seen, this is my thing with Tatis that kind of pisses me off a little bit. We know what he is. We know what he is. And people will hit me up and they'll be like, do you think he's just like going to be a career 800 OPS guy with good defense? And I say no. But he's extremely streaky. And I think the difference between great players and good players is the great players aren't so bipolar in how they play. They don't have a month with a 61 OPS plus. They just don't. Manny Machado doesn't have that. Manny Machado's a Hall of Famer. That's a Hall of Fame player. Manny Machado doesn't have a month where he goes 50 OPS plus and looks like he's about to cry sometimes. Like,
I mean, Tatis has struggled. But Tatis
but I know what he can be. And like, I know he's going to get back to it. I think this is a weekend or week that he gets it going, bro. And this is a week we need him to get going. Because if it's only Manny that's playing well or hitting for us, at least for power, we're not going to win these games, or it's going to be really difficult. You can't expect Ryan Burgett, Sean Reynolds, Yuki Matsui, Wandy Peralta, Jason Adam, and Robert Suarez to throw a shutout every game. You tweeted that. Dude, it's like, also, I don't know if this is who we're facing in the Dodgers series. And I'll be honest, this series means a lot to me because I still think we should have won that World Series last year. And we choked that shit. And I hope those players believe that too. Because in reality, I thought we were the best team in baseball last year, and the Padres completely choked it. Dodgers go. Mookie Betts is on a podcast saying, yeah, it was so difficult playing in San Diego, but we got the win. These guys, if you have any balls in your fucking body, and I know they do. I want the Padres to come out and fucking play like their heads are on fire. I want steals. I want fucking dives. I want these guys. Pecco is going to be popping this week, dude. These guys are saying the Dodgers were the best. They were not the best team, man.
They were not the best.
They weren't.
Team.
They played. Hey, if you ask anyone, I swear to God, I genuinely believe anyone that knew baseball, the Padres were the best team in baseball.
Dude, the Dodgers said it themselves. The Dodgers said it themselves. That listen, we went 24 scoreless. Obviously, hats off to the Dodgers. They won the World Series. I think either team who comes out of that series wins the World Series. So it's very safe to say if you're up 2-1 in a 5-game set and you lose 2 in a row, you choke that series. That was a cakewalk.
They won. Hey, they won
this World Series. And it was what it was. This year, completely new season.
Mike, this is who they're pitching. You got to beat these guys. They're pitching fucking, I think tomorrow they're pitching Dustin May. Tuesday, Landon Knack. And then I think Wednesday they're pitching some rando that I've never even heard of, right? Obviously, the Dodgers have a lot of injuries. This is a series where they didn't beat the Cardinals. They're not playing their best baseball right now. Let's be honest. Neither team are playing their best baseball right now. So this is a huge series. And guess what? You ask any person that watches baseball right now. And I'm not saying it's the biggest historical rivalry. It's all you fucking dipshits in the comments that are going to be like, oh, Padres, little brother always trying to act like this. You ask anyone that watches baseball in the year 2025, one of, if not the best rivalries in the game right now, as you could tell by our fucking 50 people in our comment section talking about the Dodgers on a Padres stream. The Padres and Dodgers don't like each other. They just don't. These beef, there's going to be fights in the stands. There's going to be all this shit. They do not like each other. You could be honest and objective and say there's some bad blood. It won't ruin your day if you can admit it. So we get 7 games against them in the next 10. Show us something, man. Show us something. I want to see Toddy. I want to see Dylan Cease. I want to see these guys. Bro, they could have had a ring. They could have. Am I guaranteeing they would have won the World Series if they got past the Dodgers? No, but there was a really good shot. I thought we were better than the Mets and better than the Yankees. I really do. That team was good last year. We were better than we were this year, 100%.
Yeah. But again, why were they better last year at the end of the season than they were at the beginning of the season?
They made some moves, bro.
They made some moves. The moves are going to happen. The team is going to get better. This week is setting up this team for the end of the season, right? If you can get through this stretch of the next maybe 3-4 weeks and you're still 10 games above, maybe a little bit more above 500, you're positioned to go on a run in August and September because everyone knows Preller's making moves. There's clear issues on this team. I mean, we thought that these moves would probably be made by now. They haven't, and the team's still above water. So when they happen,
they need to be made soon. And I think they're coming.
I think they're coming as well. And listen, when you look at this lineup, right? And the one thing about this week that does worry me a little bit, I won't lie. I'll be completely honest. I'm not saying that the Dodgers are playing the best baseball they've played, but our offense has been horrible.
Our offense has been horrible.
If Manny Machado didn't exist and Gavin Sheets didn't exist, I don't know if we would have scored a run in the last who outside of those two guys, who has hit a home run on this team in the last 2 weeks? I genuinely cannot tell you one name.
On my birthday,
no.
Sheets hit that home run, no.
Sheets and Machado outside.
When was Toddy's last bomb, dude?
Toddy's last bomb was way, 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 way back. No one can remember.
He had that nice sack fly though, or that
That's what I'm saying.
that Belock didn't
no one can remember.
Our offense has been asked, so they got to pick it.
That's why I'm saying this is important though, because the offense needs to wake up. Like, this isn't a team. Crone hit a bomb in Atlanta.
Man, we haven't played in Atlanta in a minute.
4 weeks ago? Last homestand. Yeah, I mean, like, this is how bad it's been.
Merrill hit one against the Marlins, dude.
Marlins was that even in June?
It was like 2 weeks ago.
I don't even think that was in June. That's my point. Like,
it was not in June, bro.
I said it wasn't. That's what I was saying.
No, yeah, you're right. No, that's what I'm saying. It was in May. It
was May 27th. It was May 27th was the last time that anybody else on the Padres
I'm gonna cut this as a clip. You say what you just said without, or I could say it if you want.
No, I got it. May 27th was the last time a player on the Padres not named Gavin Sheets or Manny Machado hit a home run. May 27th, Jackson Merrill against the Marlins. How is that possible? How do you go and have that many at-bats? I don't think there was even an off day mixed in. They might have had one off day in that stretch. So you play 12 games. How many times can you go up and hit and not hit a bomb as a Major League Baseball player? I'm not saying you have to hit 40, but there's guys on other teams that are hitting one every 10 at-bats. We're going up there getting 70 at-bats and not hitting a home run. It's insane. It's insane. I mean, the issue is, it's clear, right? Crone's not a power guy necessarily. He's actually played pretty well. I'll give Crone that.
I think Crone's been great.
I think he's had a great start to the year. Crone's been okay. He's not a power guy. Xander Bogaerts can't hit a home run if you literally teed up the ball for him and said, you got 10 shots. Like, I haven't been to batting practice. I almost want to go to see if he's even hitting him out in batting practice. No shade to Xander. He's played great defense. He's had great base running.
Yeah, $25 million is a great defense.
Hey, listen, we can't rely on the offense. It's become evident, and we just got to accept it at this point. You only have 4 legitimate power guys on this team. Machado, Tatis, Merrill, Sheets.
Yeah.
You're going to need more. And you mentioned, and this is an interesting thought, and I had this today when I was looking at the Braves. They're floating one name around as a guy that might get traded. And you know what he is? One of the best pure power / offensive players in the game. And his name is Marcell Ozuna. And if you go out and get Ozuna from the Braves, I'm telling you, dude, you put him at DH, you slide Crone over to second. I don't know what you do with Sheets or Rise. It gets a little bit tricky there. But I mean, can you get by with Gavin Sheets in left field? Is that too crazy?
But Sheets is so bad in the outfield, man.
Can you get by with it just to have?
If we get Ozuna, you know what I would do, and this sounds insane, and people
You're
can
say trade Rise.
No, I'd tell Crony, hey man,
play
some fucking left field. He's a good enough baseball player that I bet you put him in left field and he hangs in there.
Wow.
Ozuna would be fucking insane, dude. A right-handed power bat like that. Look at this lineup now. You got, if we get Ozuna, Tatis, Arise, Machado, Ozuna, Merrill. You could put Sheets in left if you want. You could put Ozuna. Ozuna could play a little first base. Man, if Sheets could, yeah, I know. But if Sheets could play left field, man, that would be a game changer. But I won't lie. The eye test is real. Sheets can't really play left field. He just can't. Sheets playing first base. He's not great, but he can hang in there. I would definitely ask for Ozuna. People say Ozuna could play a little left field. I mean, he's not a great left fielder.
I mean,
also,
Ozuna,
with his bat, you just have Merrill fucking shade left a little bit and Tatis shade a little left and just help him out a little bit with the range.
I'm just trying to think.
We need a right-handed power bat, dude.
I mean, here's my theory. Okay, here's my theory. If you get Ozuna, maybe Crone becomes a platoon guy. Sheets plays first, Arise slides to second, when they're facing a lefty and Crone sits, and then Ozuna plays as the DH every day, and they just kind of do it that way. It's like a possibility, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's things that you can do. I mean, Sheets, as we talk about, always he has to be in the lineup every day. Crone's actually hit lefties relatively well this year. Ozuna might not be the best target, right? But he is on the block. Like, people are saying that he's going to get traded. He's on an expiring contract. He's one of the only assets that they have. Ryan O'Hearn. I mean, we've always talked about O'Hearn. We've talked.
I think
about
we need to trade it for. I think we need to trade for a catcher. And I think Henry Davis is a good idea, bro. Henry Davis, former #1 pick overall. This guy recently has shown a little bit of signs of life, but he's been a little bit of a bust. Let's be honest. For the #1 overall pick. What?
I think he might cost a lot.
But what's a lot? Would you trade for Henry Davis? Would you trade Boston Bateman?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
100%.
Would you trade Boston Bateman and David Morgan for Henry Davis?
I would do that if you throw Kutch in the mix. If you go Kutch and Henry Davis, I would trade Boston Bateman, like David Morgan and fucking Cobb Hightower. I don't care, right? Like, it's fine. Henry Davis is under control till 2030. His underlying stats are crazy. He started to swing it. He has 4 home runs, which is 2 more than our catchers this year combined.
Oh no, no. Elias has a couple.
Okay, 3. He has more than them combined. Yeah. I know that. I think Elias has 2 and Maldonado has 1. And then you get McCutchen to play left. I think like that's a reasonable trade target. I just don't know if they're willing to trade a #1 overall pick that looks like he's maybe starting to figure it out.
I agree. I'm looking right now, Mike, at Bleacher Report, which obviously is some of them do not know ball. It's talking about Sandy Alcantara and the 37 pitchers who might be dealt at the trade deadline.
37?
Yeah. Also, John Wilkinson asks, is Campy that shitty? I bet you Campy is getting dealt this trade deadline. He'll get thrown into a trade to get something back. We're looking at Salas, get ready to learn. It's so funny. Yeah. And Mike, I just saw your message. I'm looking right now at some names. Chicago White Sox. Former friend. Probably very cheap. Martin the Dream, bro. Have him come back. Not a bad little depth piece. Martin Perez.
Oh, dude. I was like, we have Martin the Nightmare. You want the Dream? That is not a bad depth piece. I mean, Martin Perez.
He needs to get healthy. He needs to get healthy, but the White Sox aren't competing. Mike Tauchman and Martin Perez won't cost a ton.
I like Tauchman.
I do like Tauchman too. I'm looking at some other names right now, though. Oh, that's crazy. I saw Chris Paddock as a name. I'm like, I don't know about that. This is okay. We're gonna end the episode on this, and I'm very interested to hear the crowd's reaction, because I know we have a couple fans of this guy's former team in the chat, and I think just to spice up what we're going right now, and where the direction of this quote unquote rivalry is going with the Dodgers and the Padres. The Boston Red Sox blow. They're not a good team. They got one guy for 1 year this year who was closed out the World Series last year. I think teams are going to be in on him. What if we trade for Walker Buehler?
Dude, he's fucking terrible.
He's not terrible, though.
He is not good, man. He's not good. He's throwing 93. Come on. Like, I don't know. And then my issue with that is he's a total Dodgers plant. Like, dude's going to go out there and throw meatballs down the middle. He might get DFA'd by the Red Sox, dude. He's been that bad. So,
okay. So we'll not do him. This guy would be perfect, but he's unfortunately extremely expensive. But this is the kind of guy we need. And I actually think we have a version of him in the minors who's going to be coming up. Nicky Meatballs, bro. Nick Martinez. The Reds suck. That contract blows, but if the Reds eat a lot of the contract and we give them some prospects, Nick Martinez coming back, that's an innings eater, bro. Nick Martinez is an innings eater. Guys, everybody's saying, oh, he's bad with Walker Buehler. Sorry, that was a bad take. But Nick Martinez is a guy Like, I just need real professional MLB innings. Hey, guys, also, I'll say this last thing, and then I'll let my Mies close it out. I have talked to some individuals over the last 2 weeks. A few of them have possibly chatted with a guy who looks like the guy who is the GM of the Padres. I'm not saying who. Allegedly, this is what they told me. Moves are about to happen, I think, in the next couple weeks. I think they're all in on improving catcher. I know they're going to get a better left fielder. And I think they're going to get one more arm. Who? I wish I knew. But we don't. And all the Padres need to do, all we need to do as fans, show up to Petco tomorrow. If you're not at Petco, show up to the DSG playback stream. Bring a beverage. Watch Blicky P shove. Keep winning fucking games, dude. Someone said, sad we didn't mention Jacob deGrom. That'd be crazy. A Jacob deGrom and SD, Mike?
Yeah. I mean,
Jacob deGrom and Kyle Gashioka. Package.
What's deGrom's contract look like?
It's insane. It's a pretty nuts contract.
God, he's insane though. He has a 2.12 ERA. Dude might win Cy Young. He's already thrown 76 innings. If he throws come on, man. He's a mutant.
We got one more super chat, and then we'll call it. Any last words, Beast?
No, I'm good. Just excited to tap in tomorrow on the playback stream. So whoever's in the chat here, make sure to join in and watch the Pods play.
Yeah, Wyatt Langford's interesting. Appreciate all you guys. Like this up if you can. A lot of content coming out. Appreciate all the love, and we will talk to you soon, baby. Go Pods. Beat LA. Just keep winning series. Deuces.
The super chat's crazy.